Welcome to the Epic Florida Podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Epic Florida Podcast. I got it right for a change.
Miracles happen.
Is it what?
Miracles do happen.
Yes, they definitely do. Yeah, guys, we're back for another episode of the Epic Florida Podcast. We're with all your news of everything happening in the world of Florida. So, we'll have a quick chat first to catch up because obviously we've not spoke to each other for a couple of weeks, really, have we? So, how's it going, Phil?
It's going great for me. As we know, the UK is having another lockdown, but it's no different to me because I'll still be working.
Yeah, same for me. I'm going to be absolutely mentally busy at the moment if this thing that's happening in a couple of days kicks in. So, because it can still be stopped if people don't realise. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that.
It's not getting stopped. No one's got the guts to stop it.
Well, technically they can do because if the Parliament don't vote it in, it don't go through. So, but anyway, I've got a bit of sports update this week. For this episode, we've got a bit of crazy news. I've actually found some crazy news. We've got some updates for round and about in the main central Florida area, and like I said, we've got a sports roundup. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go into a quick sports roundup because we'll get that out of the way. Not much has happened in yours, has it, Phil? So,
MLS Orlando are still winning. They've lost one game to Miami City. It didn't matter because they're already in the playoffs. Miami have got a slight chance of making the playoffs. But quite frankly, Miami fans, I wouldn't be impressed if you made it. I mean, literally only 4 teams in your conference don't get in it. It's stupid this season. I want to enjoy MLS, but I don't like the format. The Americans think this playoff system's great. I can't figure out how a team what could finish 9th could win the whole thing. It's embarrassing.
Yeah,
sorry.
I just don't know how they can. They actually think the system they're using is it like you play like 8 games and you're into a playoff and top 4 go through or something stupid like that.
Oh yeah, top 4 get home games. The other teams they play are lower down, but it's not a great league and anyone can beat anyone. And it's probably the only league in the world I know it's got worse refs than the Premier League. But that's a different show.
Yeah, that's another show. That is on one of the shows that is on Epic Shows, not my head. That side, the round football. Get yourselves over there and to get all your football news. But talk about some more Florida-based sports. Baseball. Commiserations to the Tampa Bay Rays. Unfortunately, got beat at the final hurdle. They lost 4-2 in the series against the LA Dodgers in the World Series. Still runners up. There were the 2 best teams in each division. Tampa Bay were theirs, and LA and they ended up playing each other, and it ended up losing 4-2. But commiserations, but well done on having a fantastic season. Unfortunately, just fell at the last hurdle, but that's the way it is. And NFL, I don't follow this at all. Sorry, people, but I'll just give you a quick rundown of the 3 major teams in Florida. You've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 5-2 up for the NFC South, and you've got the Miami Dolphins are on 3 apiece for the AFC East division, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are losing 1-6 in the AFC South division. So that's really it for the sports news, guys. So what we'll do is we'll quickly move over on to some Central Florida news because a little bit has happened over the last weekend as we're recording. A certain house has opened up at Halloween Horror Nights that shall not be named 3 times. What are your thoughts?
I think if I name it 3 times, I'm going to go back in time and they're going to let me in it, even though it doesn't matter because it's going to be there next year.
Yes, yeah, it will be. It should be, hopefully.
I think it'll be better next year. I don't care what I'm saying. There's no way they put everything into it this year.
No. If you haven't figured out what we're talking about, guys, we're talking about the Beetlejuice house has opened up this weekend. Yeah, it's opened up for this weekend for people on day guests. But what I do believe is a lot of some of the house has been ripped out for the tribute store. So they're not getting the full house, they're getting part of the house. But early reports are it's the best house people have ever been through, according to some people.
That nostalgia, though, because I'm not being rude, the locals and people like you, and I'm going to upset the world now, loved Bill and Ted, and it was rubbish. So,
yeah, but if you like it for what it was, that's why I like Bill and Ted. It weren't that it was Bill and Ted. It wasn't. Well, it was nothing to do with Bill and Ted. It was the actual show was just a funny show. It just happened to have Bill and Ted fronting it. That's the reason why I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Bill and Ted as a film. I enjoyed Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure and the Bogus Journey. I even enjoyed the new one, Face the Music. They weren't the best films in the world, and Bill and Ted are not the best duo in the world, but it's just what you liked at Halloween Horror Nights. It just clicked for that kind of thing, and I think that's where people got the love for Bill and Ted. And with Beetlejuice, he's been in the parks for what, 15, 16 years?
Yeah,
that's why I'm worried.
That's why I'm worried. People want to go in with tinted glasses on. I'm hoping it's great, because hopefully we're out there next year, and I think it's great. But I also have this new trick now where I try and downplay all the houses. So when I do get to do them, I enjoy them more, because if I hype it up, like Stranger Things 1 was amazing. We were all hyped for Stranger Things 2, and it was a big turd. Yeah,
Stranger Things 2, it was a mismatch of 2 and 3, wasn't it? They should have just done one season and not tried to squeeze 2 seasons into it. But anyway, we'll pass on from the Halloween Horror Nights news, because hopefully we'll have a lot more to talk about in the next few episodes. Fingers crossed.
Oh, do you see that video online? I think you told me about it on YouTube, about a secret for next year.
Secret connection?
Secret for next year. What was let out early?
Oh yes, they let it slip on Peacock, and then they withdrew it, and now they've released it anyway on YouTube. Yes, we have our official first house for next year. Puppet Master, is it, or Puppet Remastered?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's Puppet Remastered. You just quickly talk about it. What are your thoughts on it? And I'll find it.
Well, I don't really know much about it. It looks cool. It obviously looks like an original idea again. What I liked was they did put it on Peacock. Clearly, this was planned before COVID, and this was meant to be the big reveal towards the end of this year's one. So they put it on Peacock, and then they probably think, oh no, what I got told, it got taken off of Peacock.
Yeah.
So by then it was too late. Everyone had like screenshots of it and all that, all over Twitter, all over Facebook, and other social medias like Instagram. And I think Universal just sort of go with it now. Everyone's had a bad year. Let's give them some good news and hope for next year.
Yeah. It's officially been announced. It's called Puppet Theatre Captive Audience, and I will put a link in the show notes for the YouTube channel, a video of it with Mike Aiello and I think Charles Gray's in it, and there's a director from something, can't remember his name. Just an 8-minute video that showing you behind the scenes of that house, so you get a bit of a sneak peek of next year's house. So yeah, it's called Puppet Master Captive Audience. That was officially announced on the Peacock channel. It's coming next year, so that's definitely one house we definitely will be getting next year.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, well, Beetlejuice and potentially the 2 houses that they released as well. But
I do wonder, too, fair if it's going to come back. It's meant to be the weakest one, so.
Well, I've also heard it was supposed to be sharing. Was it Billie Eilish was supposed to be in the same soundstage?
Oh God!
And people have had reports and not supposed to do, but people have done reports and had a quick look at the other side, and it's been torn to pieces.
Oh.
So it looks like Billie Eilish is not going to be there next year.
I heard she had a strop or something, but I cannot prove that. So that's just me hearing things.
Yeah, it's just here saying it. But yeah, so that's a bit of a HHN update. Another update. See, I'm very professional. I've got my paperwork. The newest roller coaster that's being built at Universal's Islands of Adventure, the Velocicoaster, has been doing full track testing with dummies. Have you seen the little short video? Sorry?
I haven't, but I've read about it, and I'm shocked how fast they're actually getting it done now.
Yeah, when they said when they said was it summer 2021?
Yeah.
The track's done. It's bolted down. The track testing with water dummies. I just think it's a show. I think it's just a show scene inside the buildings that they've got to get done. I think that's all that's left now.
Yeah.
So, potentially beginning of the season, maybe May, April this year.
I
next
reckon year. I've got to say it's going to be May, or it'll be April, May time. I think rigging this test, you're talking April, May, testing with guests who come in the park quickly, if you're lucky. And then you're probably saying 4 weeks, 5 weeks after the first test start with guests, then it opens properly. And then the queues are out of control.
Yeah. But you can see from the testing video how awesome that top hat is and how slow you get over the top. Pity no one's got a picture of the stall yet, the bit after you do the top hat and you go down. I would like to see how long it actually does float upside down. But they're only testing late at night and people are leaving the parks and just managing to get clips of it. So there will be more out there in the next few weeks, I think, because they'll be obviously doing more testing, so they will find more videos floating about. Midway Mayhem is the guy to follow on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. He's always doing updates, because I will give you another update on something that's he broke himself as well the other day. The world's tallest slingshot and drop tower. The parts have arrived for Icon Park. Have you heard about this?
I didn't know there was a new slingshot coming. No.
Yes, the slingshot is going to be 450 foot, and the drop tower is just the same size, and they're going literally just over the road from the Starflyer, and they're going to be the same height. So I don't think I'll ever go on that slingshot. I might do the drop tower, but I definitely will not. I won't be doing that slingshot. 450 foot. They are going to be.
I don't like the one near Universal End of Summers. I've seen that enough. Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I did a little bit of research myself, and I found the world's tallest slingshot and drop tower in the same area is around about 405 foot. Sorry for that one, but Phil's not happy about that.
Any roller coasters, or even do the ones in Vegas on the top of the buildings, but slingshots, bungee jumping, things like that ain't for me. I don't even want a parachute.
When I saw 405 foot as it was the tallest, and these are going to be the tallest. That's a big height. I think Phil's face says it all. But yeah, parts have arrived. It's going to be a purple colour, I believe, and it's going just over the road.
Over the road? Yeah. You don't mean the side with tilted kilt in that, do you? You don't mean the hotels are?
I don't know, but it does say, if you look at I'll put a picture on screen of the concept art that Icon Park have put out, and you see the Starflyer and the Icon and the wheel right next to each other, like next door, and then it's to the right hand side of them. So as you look forward,
so it's still going to be. I think I know where, because there's loads of grass area if you go past the wheel. I think it's still going to be on the same side of the road, right? I get you now.
Yeah, but I think there's a road in between to where you're driving to the car park. I think that's what I mean when I say it's on the other side of the road.
Yeah,
that's what I actually mean. So yeah, that's coming to Florida soon. I don't think we've got an opening date for it, but if it's anything like the Starflyer, 6 months it'll be done, because it's just literally 2 frames, bungees, and then drop tower built separate.
Starflyer.
Still not been on that yet, so I'll have to rectify that next year, hopefully. Other news in the Central Florida area: Christmas Town is returning to Busch Gardens, Tampa. There's a preview on the 14th and 15th of November, and it officially opens on November the 20th to January the 3rd daily, with an asterisk. I don't know what the asterisk's for. I'll have to try and figure that one out. So
crowd levels.
Yeah, well, it just says millions of twinkling lights, new holiday fireworks, and first ever outdoor production of Christmas on Ice, and much, much more. So yeah, the festive season is starting in Busch Gardens, probably in the other parks as well. Which, to be honest, you've come to this podcast to find out about this stuff, not all about the main 2 parks. So we're giving you stuff about Tampa. There's a special preview. Kicks off for the weekend with light displays and special entertainment, and that's it. And here's a plus: it's including your park admission. So if you've got a ticket.
Oh,
Busch
like
Gardens.
Seymour do for their festival of
Yeah.
Christmas trees on the lake thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's saying safety is our top priority. Make sure you book reservations before. The Christmas Town Village is going to be there. There's going to be shows and Christmas lights, meet and greets with Rudolph and Clarice. Is that Clarice? I won't.
Clarice?
Yeah, I think that's what he says.
Oh, Halloween Horror Nights.
That's what I was thinking. At the Winter Wonderland, and there's event upgrades, which it looks like they're doing a 10 sample, a lanyard with 10 samples on it. You know, where you can get different foods.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're having like a bit of a Christmas festival.
I know they like doing their beers at Busch Gardens, so maybe there's a free beer in there.
Yeah. So they've got Holly Jolly Express, and you've still got all the rides and roller coasters. Talk about the roller coasters at Busch Gardens. Gwazi next year, 2021. They officially said it's opening next year now. It's done. It's ready. It's tested. They've finishing it all off, but it's not opening until next year now.
Fair enough.
So the other one, what's it called? Icebreaker. I believe they're starting to work back on that in March. Sorry, I think.
All right.
So, but yeah. So that's it for a little bit of a roundup. Unless you've got anything, Phil.
The only thing I can say is if you've probably heard it on other podcasts, but we'll say it as well. Christmas started early in Universal. In Islands of Adventure, Christmas up in October. It's obviously November now, but it was strange to see it that early in October. I'm always used to it going straight up in November, but I suppose really Halloween light, HHN light, whatever you want to call it. You might as well just give people a bit of fun and give them some Christmas cheer and have the longest Christmas time going ever. Right,
guys, we're going to move on to the next little bit. I've got some crazy news.
Don't ever do that
again. Well, why not? So this was broke on clickorlando.com on October the 21st. Double trouble. A two-headed snake has been found slithering around a Florida home. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a rare reptile is unable to survive on its own. It's been in Palm Harbor. Is it Palm Harbor? Yeah, Palm Harbor, Florida. A Florida woman says her daughter's cat Olive caught a rare two-headed snake slithering around a Palm Harbor home and dropped it down on the living room floor. Obviously, the cats found it and brought it in. Wildlife officials have taken it away to give it a fighting chance because believe that this is very, very rare to see a two-headed snake. And they don't survive very long, according to officials. But here's the official statement from the FWC Fish and Wildlife Rescue Institute. A rare two-headed southern black racer was recently found at a residence in Palm Harbor by Kay Rogers and family. Both heads and tongues flicker and react to movement, but not always in the same way. So,
awesome.
Yeah. The two-headed snakes are unlikely to survive in the wild as their two brains make different decisions that inhibit the ability to feed or escape from predators. The snake is currently being cared for and monitored by FWC staff. So, if you ever wondered what goes on in Florida, they get two-headed snakes. It sounds like something out of Harry Potter. Yeah, I've got a picture. I will put a picture on the screen now of what it actually looks like. It's actually quite cute, to be honest. So, there you go. She's a two-headed snake in Florida. I've got one more for you. This one didn't. When I was reading through this one, this one did make me tickle because of the current situation. A Florida student was sent home when it was time of the month is mistaken for COVID-19.
What?
Yes, exactly. In Fort Myers, Florida, a Florida girl was sent home from school when a nurse indicated that fatigue from her menstrual cycle could have been a symptom of COVID-19.
That's a nurse. Well, I don't blame the nurse too much. Everything's a symptom of COVID-19 now. It's quicker to do a list of what's not a symptom anymore.
Yeah. But this is what made me laugh the most. The school said she would either need to quarantine her daughter or go to the doctor to be given a doctor's note proving the girl was in a menstrual cycle,
Oh my God.
suffering from instead of suffering from the deadly respiratory illness, she chose to go to the doctor.
Hi, doctor. What are you here for? I've got to prove to my school that I am that time a month and I haven't got COVID. I'm surprised the doctor doesn't say, get out. This is stupid.
Yeah. But it says, as I'm quoting from the article, it says the girl has since returned to campus and her mother is hoping the same thing doesn't happen again.
Oh my God.
So it's not often we get some crazy Florida news, but when I read that little story, I have thought that one's going on the podcast for this one, because how do you react to that without laughing?
How do you react to it? If you're listening to the podcast, go onto YouTube and see my reaction to my face, and that's how you react. I'm never shocked with things with America, though, in all fairness. We think we're stupid over here. They will always go, Britain are stupid, hold my beer.
Yeah, so be careful, ladies. Just be very careful at the moment. But jokes aside, we know there's a virus out there. We know it's doing things at the moment, but we're keeping that away from this show. So, is there anything else from you?
There's pretty nothing, mate. It's kind of dead out there right now.
Yeah,
I think they're just waiting for international travel to come back now. They're going to gear up for some sort of Christmas. It'd be nice if Disney, talking about Disney, I said this to you about Disney Plus, and I know it's not normal what we talk about, but this part is right now. They're not doing the light shows and that, and they're not doing the castle shows, the fireworks, etc.
Yeah,
they're still shutting the parks reasonably early, I think. Why can't they now record a special Christmas show with singers and everything like they normally do for, I think it's ABC out there, and put it on Disney Plus with the Christmas light show and fireworks for people who may never ever make it out there again, who may never ever go full stop, and for us people who are missing it. I think it's a winner. I don't get it. And then they could do a behind the scenes thing, explain how it all happens. But Disney Plus, you just keep on making and sharing old Disney Channel shows and boring me to death with really bad B movies. The only decent thing you've got right now is The Mandalorian, and I don't even like Star Wars.
I know you don't like Star Wars, but I've watched it. Spoiler free, we're not saying anything on here because there will be some people who haven't watched it yet.
I just can't believe Captain Picard from Star Trek showed up.
Yeah. Well, he had to bury Spock somewhere, didn't he? So I don't even know if I've got the right reference there or not. But anyway, so with that, guys, I think we're going to call it a day for this podcast. It's like we're going to be short and sweet at the moment until we get some big news. If we get any more up-to-date news, we will get another show out for you as quickly as possible. So if you could do us a massive favour and hit that thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification button. And follow us on all the socials. You've got it above my head. If you're watching this on the video, it's at TEF Pod on both socials, Instagram and Twitter. You can email us at tefpod@gmail.com. And why not, while you're there, go and look at all the other stuff on the Epic shows as well. We've got Ramp Football, Go Sailings Beyond, this show, and predictions for the Ramp Football
predictions. And if anybody's wondering, just podcast wise, Ramp Football, there was two versions. There's Ramp Football Predictions, it's on YouTube. Also, Rant Football UK, what is just a podcast, totally different, no predictions in it. It is literally football fans getting together like a pub setting, ranting and agreeing, disagreeing about the beautiful game we all love, football. To you Americans, soccer.
Yeah, well, everything will be in the show notes. So do us a favour. It's all them things again for us. If you haven't done it now, this is your second warning. Get it done.
And get 5 stars on Apple Podcast.
Yeah, or any app you can leave a review. Comment down below on this video as well. Say you've watched it. Give it a thumbs up. Say, hey, we're from England. Tell us where you're from. That's all right. If you watch this to the very end, put a little comment in the bottom. Tell us where you're from, so we can get a general idea of where everyone's listening or watching this from. So, thank you very much. Thank you, Phil, for joining me again.
Pleasure.
And we'll see you very soon.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast Network.
Control.
Yeah.
Doesn't help. I've got a really itchy nose as well. A nose hair I can't get, and it's fucking me off.
Shall we get it?
I can't reach. That's as close as I can get.